Hey everybody, Jonah from Britical Saiyans here, and today I'm going to be showing you Android 21 from set 20. Kind of a weird way to word it, but there are two different 21s, both of which I've built. So, to start with, we got our lead.
There's more than two, because there's expert deck. So it's three.
The starter deck one doesn't count.
It does.
Nobody
It's a
uses
good
it.
one.
Yeah.
It's been used.
So, so to start with, you can't activate extra cards, and during your turn, you can't use skills to play battle cards. So basically, no rivaling. It's got an auto. If you have an Android 21 Z battle card in play, at the end of your turn, switch one of your blue energy to active mode. Does count multicolored because they count as said colour. And it's got active main, once per turn, add a card from your life to your hand. Look at the 5 cards at the top of your deck, add one blue android from among them, shuffle your deck, and she gains 5k for a turn. And its awaken is on 4 or less, you do a 1-1. I go to this side. So it's got 2 permanents this time. The first one being you can't use skills to play battle cards during your turn. So that sticks around, it just means you can activate extra cards now. And then it's got another permanent of when you pay the energy costs for one of your Android 21 cards, you can use your 21Z battle cards and your opponent's battle cards and unisons as energy. So if you're playing a 21Z battle card, a 21 battle card, you can use your other 21s or you can use your opponent's stuff. A lot of time you tend to use your opponent's stuff to count as the additional cost, but if it's the right colour then that's just a bonus. And it's got activate once per turn, you draw one and choose 3 of your opponent's battle cards and or unison cards, ignoring barrier and switch them to active mode. So it just means you get to untap 3 of your energy. So to start with, we've got the Z deck, which is just 3 copies of 21 in the name of peace, and there's 4 copies of 21 in the name of hunger. So start with this one, it's 2 with 1 energy, 10 kick power. It's got unique critical Z stack 1 blue battle card, so you just Z stack this. Permanent whilst there's no cards underneath it loses 5k. It's got an auto, when you play it you can add a card from your life to your hand. And it's got a secondary auto, if you pay 1 blue, if your leader is a blue 21 card, at the start of your opponent's main phase you can play an Android 21Z battle card, cost of 4 or less from under this card. So it just means you Z stack, during your opponent's turn you go into this one. And then in the name of hunger, it's got blocker, Z stack 2, just 2 battle cards. Permanent, you can choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards when doing the Z stack skill. So you can pick one of yours, one of your opponent's. A lot of time, if you play it out using this active, or using this auto, you just pick the 21Z battle card and something else, because there's no point leaving that out on the field with minus 5k. It's got auto, when it's played, you may place the top card of your deck into your energy and rest mode, and choose one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to the bottom of their deck. And then it's got active main once per turn, choose a keyword skill on the card underneath this card, and it gains it till the end of your opponent's turn. So on this card you've got critical, on some of your other opponent's cards you might have like dual attack, double strike, whatever the hell they've got, you take it and it stays there until the end of your opponent's turn. But then when it goes back to your turn you just do it again. So no downsides. Going into the main deck now, we'll start with the unison, which is just 4 copies of the Super 13. So specified cost 2, 14k. It's got active main. If you don't have unison in play, you remove a clone token and play some rest mode with a marker. It's got +2 active main. Your mono blue loses against 5k, and this stops your opponent's clone tokens from attacking during their turn. And you've got -4 active battle against 11k and double strike for the turn. So you just get rid of a token, play this out, keep +2 going, stop their tokens, and then you can just surprise them with a -4. Going to the extra cards, we've got 2-dimension magic, so Spark in the Gate, if you've got 5 more than drop, you can rip to play. It just untaps 2 and negates the attack. You got 3 copies of Sensory Beam, so during your opponent's turn, you give something 5k and then you untap 2 energy. And then we've got 3 copies of the Unstoppable Technique. So this is a new one that came out for the deck. So counter attack, if your leader is blue android, you negate the attack, get a blue energy to active mode, and then at the end of turn you play a clone token in your opponent's battle area. So again, it's just a way to generate clone tokens. Opponent, if you're on 4 or less and you have a multicolour in your energy, you can activate the skill from your hand by taking a life. So it just allows you to get around paying for it, and then you can still untap an energy and give them a token. So it's a good way to get an energy if you don't have one during your opponent's turn. Going to the battle cards now. Start with, we've got our 1-drops, where we've got 3 copies of Android 18 Speed Substitution. So it's got 2 autos. First one being when it's played, look at the 5 cards on the top of your deck, add a blue or green android to your hand and shuffle your deck. So just search. Like this deck has a lot of search power because you've got the leader, you've got this, you've got another 18 and you've got another 21. So, and then the secondary auto is when you've played it, you can activate the skill. At the end of your turn, you add a blue green moss card to your hand, and if you do, you place a card from your hand in your energy and rest mode. So it just lets you substitute an energy. And then we've got 4 copies of 21 Mandatory Gathering. So again, 1 cost 4k, it's got 2 autos. The first one being, if your leader is an android, when this card is played, look at 5 from the top of your deck, add a blue android, energy cost of 5 less to your hand, shuffle your deck. At the end of your opponent's turn, they get a clone token. So this generates tokens. And the secondary auto is, if your leader is blue, when this card is used in a combo from your hand, play a token in your opponent's battle area. So just token generation either way. Just one lets you search, the other one lets you just combo and get a token. Got our 2-drops. So to start with, we have our super combos, which is 2 copies of 17 and 18 team up, and then 18 bionic blitz. So the team up one is if you're blue or green in your opponent's turn, when you use it in the combo, you untap a blue green energy. So just lets you untap during your opponent's turn. And then if your leader is blue or green, when you combo with this, your opponent sends a card from the hand to the bottom of the deck. So it's nice to have a 2-2 split. You could easily just run 4 of that and not bother with this. But I think that split's kind of fine because 21s tend to keep energy and get energy back for other means. We've got 4 copies of 17 Protective Wildlife. So it just allows it to ignore energy exhaust as long as you've got another moss colour in your energy. And then when your opponent combos, you can choose one of the cards, place it at the bottom of your deck and negate the skill for the game. It's just there to be charge fodder because it's nice charge fodder that we can use, and the other one that allowed you to charge fodder and then place it from energy, it's pointless using because you can't play it during your turn. So, and then we've got 1 off Kusu. So counterplay, you play it out, and then it's got 2 autos. So if you have 1 more moss card energy, which card is played or used in a combo, your opponent places a card from the hand to bottom of the deck, and then when it's played, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, cost 6 or less, and set it to the bottom of the deck. So it's just a nice bit of removal, but it's there as a one-off because you're not reliant on it. It's just like if you can do it, why not? It's going to cause some disruption. Going now to our 4 costs. So we've got 2 copies of 18 Battle Begin. So can't play. If it's 4 or less, you send it to the bottom of your deck. It's got blocker and 15k, and if your leader is an android or heroine card, and you have a unit with specified cost of 2 or more in play, reduce the cost of this card in hand during the opponent's turn by 3. So it's just a one cost can't play. And next we got 2 copies of 21 full power counter. So 25k double strike, counter attack, you play the card. If the lead is blue android, you ignore energy exhaust. And then when it's played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards ignoring power, place it at the bottom of your owner's, place it in the owner's drop, and your opponent can't attack with non-leader cards for a turn unless they place one card each from their hand and ZNG in their drop in each time. So it's a way of mitigating and kind of stopping aggros because it forces them to lose a ZNG and a card in hand, which they might not have a lot of ZNG, so that's kind of what you focus on, trying to stop them from using. And then we got 3 copies of 21 total audacity. So deflect double strike 20k, alter limit 1, when it's played you draw 2, at the end of your opponent's turn they get a coin token. So you're basically playing these one a turn, and the idea is that you just play it out, draw 2, give them a token, and then you can hit for a 20 double. So just a nice bit of utility. And then we've got 3 copies of 21 Wavering Will. So crit, block, a counterplay, and autos when it's played you either get one of the following. So if it's your turn, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, place it at the bottom of your deck, and switch the card to active mode at the end of turn. Or if it's your opponent's turn, you draw a card. So you can play it during your turn, just have a 20k crit. During your opponent's turn, you can just be like, okay, well, counterplay, play this out, draw a card, and I'd have a 20k blocker on the board. So it doesn't hugely matter how you do it. Next we've got 5 costs, and to start with we've got 4 copies of 18 Measureless Strength. So it's got crit, arrival by paying a blue, a green and another energy. If you're blue android you ignore energy exhaust. When it's played you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards up to one card in your opponent's hand, place them at the bottom of their deck in any order. That doesn't really come up as much as the active main, which is limit 1, discard, look at 5 from the top of your deck, add a blue android, cost 5 less, then shuffle your deck. So it's largely just in there search power, but it does have a nice auto and is a good charge fodder to boot. Then we've also got 4 copies of 21 Bewitching Battler. So it's got unique, double strike, blocker and revive blue green. You can activate this card's blue. You activate this card's revive skill from your drop without paying its skill cost by removing the clone token from the battle area instead. So instead of having to get rid of a blue and a green card or blue green card, you can use revive by just getting rid of a clone token. And at the end of your turn, switch the card to active mode, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and place it in the owner's drop. So it's very useful. It's got double strike. And so in your turn you can swing it for a 25 double, end of turn it comes back as a blocker. If it dies during the block you can send a token to bring it back out. So you just have a lot of utility with this one. And then the last card of our deck is 4 copies of the 8 cost 21 Ceaseless Despair. So this is kind of the boss. I sadly don't have the secret rare for 21, I would love it. I don't have it, and I'm not running Vegeta because you can't play battle cards with skills during your turn, so it'd only get the opponent's turn skill, which isn't as good, useful. So it's got deflect, double strike, dual attack. Opponent, if your lead is blue 21, the combo cost is reduced by 1, so it's just a 10k combo you can play for free. It's got auto, when it's played, choose any number of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, place them in the owner's drop, so you just clear the board. It's got auto once per turn. When your opponent activates counter skill, they discard 2. So it's got that kind of punishment for counters, where it's counter play or counter attack. They lose 2 cards, so they have to really time when they use their first one. And its third auto is at the end of your turn, switch up to 5 your energy to active mode. So you just untap 5. That is really good and kind of insane, because you got to pay specified of 5, so you can just pay 5 of your energy, tap 3 of your opponent's things, play us out, whiteboard, swing twice for 25. At the end of your turn, get 5 of your energy back. Provided your opponent has already nuked it by then, which is normally my case, but hey, you might get lucky. I'm willing to hope you will be. So that, dear folks, is the 21 deck profile. As always, leave thoughts and comments below. Thank you for watching, hit the sub button, and I'll see you next time. Bye!